Happy Wednesday to all the viewers of Wednesdays with Pastor K. What a joy it is to be your host once again today. I'm so excited to have you here this evening, and I believe you and I are going to have an awesome time. I just want to welcome everybody who has tuned in. I believe that you are warm where you are sitting, and you've just chosen that quiet spot and that warm spot so that we can communicate and have some great time together. Yeah, nonetheless, God bless you. I'm so excited to host you once again today. And just want to welcome the people that are watching. I see Tabo Maiman is watching. Welcome, Tabo. Good to see you. And Katlego Masaka is watching. Welcome, Katlego. Good to see you. My beautiful wife is watching. Lerato Khoaripe, welcome. And Kani Sileme is watching. Welcome, Kani. Good to see you. And welcome to everybody. If I haven't mentioned your name, welcome. As soon as we see your comments, we'll be able to acknowledge you. But let's interact together. Let's have some great time together. And if you've just tuned in, I'm going to ask you to please share the feed so that your world can also come into this room to join us. And let's all feed from the wisdom that will flow into this stream today and tonight. And I believe that this will be of your benefit. And greetings to each and every one of you watching. And happy Wednesday night. And I'm happy to spend the next few minutes of my time with you. I just want to also encourage you to please like the feed, share it, comment, be interactive, and also invite your world to also come into this room. If there's anybody you would think of while I'm talking, just tag them in the comments so that they can also be part of what we are doing tonight. Last week, we took some time to deliberate on the topic titled, Failure is Not Fatal. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. Last week, we did not go live, but some 2 weeks ago, we spoke on the final episode of the series, Failure is Not Fatal, and it was the part 2. And I just want to quickly recap on what we discussed 2 weeks ago. And we mentioned that failure is a lack of success, and also we spoke about the benefits of failure, that people can benefit from failing. There's a lot to benefit from failing because we can all learn from failing. We can all learn from our failures. And that is why we need not to remain down when we fail. We need not to remain down when we fall. We have to keep on pushing and pressing on. We spoke about the benefits of failure as well. And we also mentioned the 5 steps to building resilience in the face of failure. And we said, number 1, embrace failure. You have to embrace failure. And we said, number 2, develop a growth mindset. Number 3, we said, practice self-compassion. Number 4, we said, build a support network. And number 5, we said, reflect and learn from your failures. Reflect and learn from your failures. Now, let's get to the real deal, which is today's topic. Today, I want us to talk about consistency is the key to success. The topic titled, Consistency is the Key to Success. And I want to also define what it means to be consistent. Now, if someone is consistent, it means that that person always behaves in the same way, has the same attitudes towards people or things, and achieves the same level of consistency in something. That's a definition. Consistency is the key to massive results and success. Many of us, we start new things, we go into new things, we come up with ideas, but what makes us fall short is that we lack consistency. And that is why many people don't succeed. People have great ideas, but not everybody has that drive to remain consistent as they push in everything that they want to do in this life. Because the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is consistency. The people who succeed are people who persist no matter the circumstances. They persist no matter the obstacles. They persist no matter what is holding them back. They keep on pushing. They keep on pushing because Their goal is to succeed. Their goal is to push until they get it right. And that's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. And you can tell if somebody's consistent or not, because consistent people, they never give up. They keep on pushing no matter what. They keep on waking up no matter what. They keep on going into the same direction no matter what. Those are consistent people. But people who lack consistency, these are people who try something, and if they feel it's not working after a month or 2 or 3 months, then they give up. But allow me to tell you, there's a saying that goes, Rome was not built in one day. You've got to understand that if you're going to build anything valuable, you must persist. You must be consistent. You must keep on pushing until you get that thing right. And I'm telling you, everything great was not built in one day. Oh, I see my brother has just tuned in. Good to see you, Prophet Stan Magwara. It's been a while, man. I haven't seen you in ages, man. Good to see you. Welcome to today's episode. We are so excited to have you, my dear brother. I believe you will enjoy today's episode. So yes, people of God, welcome, Jekuku Nupi. Good to see you. And welcome, Matapelo Mahlangu. Good to see you. How are you, Matapelo? It's been a while as well. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you on today's Wednesdays with Pastor K. So, people of God, consistency will open doors that no one can open for you. If you remain consistent in the vision that you have, the dream that you have, your pushing and your hustle will begin to open doors that no man can open for you. The key is remaining consistent. Now, when you're consistent, it's like holding a hammer on your right hand, and you keep on hammering, you keep on hammering, you keep on hammering until you crack that thing. So many of us, we tend to give up before we can even crack whatever we want to track. And it is very important that we remain consistent in everything that we do. Welcome, Tato Mufukeng. Good to see you. So we have to be very intentional in our walk, in our journey, and in what we're going to do here on earth, because God has sent you and I to do something great, to deliver what only us can deliver. You must remember, we are carriers of gifts, we are carriers of visions, we are carriers of assignments that come from God. And if you and I are not going to be consistent, allow me to tell you that the enemy will not just allow you to thrive just like that without putting in any effort. So you've got to put in effort, and you've got to be consistent in everything that you do. So consistency is persistency. Consistency is persistency, meaning that you must persist. I don't know what's your dream. I don't know what you're trying to do today. I'm not sure what field you are in. But if you want to succeed, you've got to be consistent. You've got to keep on doing that thing. You've got to eat that thing. You've got to dream that thing. You've got to sleep that thing. You've got to awake that thing. You have to keep on pushing with everything that you have. Because I'm telling you, people who are not consistent are not people who will win. And remember also, if you're going to give up, you're not going to win. If you're going to quit, you're not going to win. Quitters are not winners, and winners are not quitters. So you've got to remain in your hustle. You have to remain in everything that you're believing God for and trusting God for. So we've got to keep on pushing and keeping our eyes on the goal. Keep your eyes on the goalpost and keep on moving towards that direction. So consistency is a place of your power. It is a place of your power. If you remain consistent, you'll become powerful. If you're consistent today, tomorrow you become powerful. So many people miss that thing. Many people miss that point. Many people give up. And you know what? We've got so many people who have great ideas. They start great things, but because they don't have that element of consistency, they give up before they can get to the goalpost. They are wow moments, and that is why many people don't win. We have to be diligent. If you're going to succeed, if you're going to create a name for yourself, if you're going to make it big in life, you've got to remain consistent. Don't be high today, low tomorrow, high today, low tomorrow. No, you must keep the pace, keep up with the pace, and keep on pushing. Become a pace setter. Build the clock. There are people who work for people, but there are people who create the clock. Let me make it clear to you. Your CEO, if you're working for somebody, your CEO is a clock creator, meaning that he's created time for you to work on or to work in. Now, if you go to work, you wake up every morning, you go to work from 8 till 5, You are working for somebody, meaning that that person has created the clock for you. So we've got to become clock creators, that people, when they wake up, they go in and they submit to the clock that you and I created. So if you start something big that will attract even people to work for you, you are a clock creator, because from 8 till 5, those people submit to you, and it's your time. And that time, they have to use it wisely. They have to use it delivering what you want them to deliver. So you are the clock creator. You created a clock for them. If they are late at work, they have to answer to you, meaning that you own the clock. You own the clock. So I want everybody here to get that concept of becoming a clock creator. Create the clock for people. Be the CEO, be the owner, be the person that is innovative. Be the initiator, build something big so that people can submit to it, so that people can look forward to coming to it, so that people can wake up every morning and come to you and come and submit and work under you. That is a clock creator. So you have to be diligent in doing that. Otherwise, if you're not diligent, if you're not consistent, you will not last. Success is not what we do once off. Success is not a once-off thing. It erupts from what we do consistently. So I always tell people that success is a repetition of doing good. Success is a repetition of doing good. So for as long as you continue to repeat what you're doing good, you repeat it day in, day out. So it is what you do repeatedly, not once off. Now, you might sing very good or very well today, but if you stop singing after today, that thing will not make you successful. You will not lose certain pounds if you go to gym for one day. It will not happen. Everything happens as a result of consistency. If you want to lose body weight, you must do it over time, over time, over time. You keep on doing it. And if you remain consistent, sooner or later, you see your body losing weight. Why? Because you're consistent. But if you are not consistent, I'm telling you, it will be very hard for you to lose that fat. It will be very hard for you to lose those kilos because you are not consistent. If you go to gym on a Monday, then you don't go for the rest of the week. You go next Monday, you are not consistent. It's going to take you a very long time to lose your weight. But if you're going to go every single day, I'm telling you, in 2 months, in 3 months, you're going to see progress, because you're consistent. So you've got to be consistent in everything that you're doing. You must always stick to what it is that you want to see and keep on doing it all the time. Small habits consistently performed over a long time are the key to success, meaning that you got to repeat what you did yesterday. You got to repeat what you did last week. So you keep on, you have to keep on pushing. Keep on pressing hard on that thing that you're constantly working on. I don't know what it is that you're interested in doing. Maybe it's business. Maybe you're focused on your studies. Maybe there is that assignment that you're working on and you believe it will become great. Make sure that you become consistent in what you do. I'm not sure. Maybe you might be an artist. You might be an entertainer, or you might be an image consultant. You've got to send your message consistently on a daily basis in order to catch people's attention. You will never catch anybody's attention by doing things once off. You will never. Influencers are people who are always speaking. Influencers are people who are always online chatting to people, talking to people, and always they've got something to pour out. Those people are influencers. They always look forward to imparting to others. So you've got to make sure that you are consistent in everything that you do. Consistency is discipline. And the successful among us are those who sacrifice. So if you see somebody successful today, just know that they've sacrificed a lot to get there. Many people who don't succeed are people who don't want to pay a sacrifice. And sacrifice is not easy, because sacrifice, will come with pain. There are certain things you got to let go in order to go ahead in life. If you are failing to let go of certain things in your life, certain habits, I'm telling you, you will never rise. You will never go to a level higher, because you are holding on to things you need to be letting go of. There are certain things you've got to release. There are certain things you've got to let go. There are certain things that you got to purge yourself from in order to rise to the next level. If you continue to hold on to one thing and you don't move to the next level, and you are not consistent. Today you are high, tomorrow you are low, and then you are off. You come back the following week, you are not consistent. You've got to keep on pushing. You got to maintain that pace, maintain the rate that you're driving on, so that that thing can bear fruit. It can only bear fruit if you water it. So after you've planted that seed, you must water the seed. And until that seed is watered enough to become a fruit, you need to continue building. You need to continue watering, because there is no seed that will grow by itself. A seed requires water. It requires your watering. It requires also the rain. So you have to keep on watering the seed that you have planted. So there might be that seed, which is your idea. There might be that seed, which is that unique business idea inside of you. And as soon as you plant it, you've got to water it. So many of us, we've got the seeds that remain dormant because we planted, but we did not come back to water. Can I say that again? We planted the seeds, but we did not come back to water those seeds. And that is where we go wrong. That is where we miss it. We start nicely, and there's that hype, to say, hey, you know what? I'm a pastor, I'm a man of God, I'm a business person, this is what I do. This is what I do. And all of a sudden you've backslid. Why? Because you felt that thing did not grow at the pace you anticipated. It's not going to grow by itself. It requires your diligence. It requires your push. It requires your dedication. It requires your constant efforts. You must keep on pushing until this thing begins to move. Otherwise, it's not going to move. Allow me to tell you that it will never move if you don't work hard and put more effort for that thing to begin to work. It takes a determined person to move things into the next level. You've got to be resolute. You've got to be dedicated to what you have chosen to do. So I want to encourage somebody today that each and everyone watching me now, you've got a potential to make it in life. You've got a potential to go big. You've got a potential to make it big in life. Don't allow circumstances to make you quit. There are people who quit when things don't go their way. There are people who quit when things don't quickly go into the direction that they want things to go into. I want to tell you tonight that success is not built in one day. Rome is not built in one day. It takes consistency. It takes diligence. It takes continuous efforts. It takes resoluteness. It takes diligence. You've got to keep on pushing. You've got to keep on pushing. If you're going to win tomorrow, you've got to keep on pushing. I just want to read some of the comments. If you've just joined us, interact with us, share in the comments. If probably maybe you've got something to share concerning the art of consistency. Maybe you might share the benefits of what consistency has done in your life and you've reaped the fruits. Or maybe you may share that you know somebody who has been consistent in their lives and you are seeing the fruit of what they are doing because of their consistency. Because what gives birth to success is consistency. It's our level of consistency. Tabo says when you start a game on level 1, it can be a bit complex, but when you get to level 20, level 1 feels like mockery. Absolutely. I like the analogy. Consistency makes things easy while it brings results. Absolutely. I fully agree with Tabo My Money there. Welcome, Refilo. Good to see you. Titi Palen says, be steadfast, patience and endurance, you shall win. Absolutely. But Jesus says, most of us lack stamina. Absolutely. Most of us lose heart or lose hope when things are not happening according to plan. You can't build anything big overnight. Absolutely. Tato Mufuken says success is a repetition of doing good. That's consistency. And my wife says consistency is discipline. Keep on pushing regardless of the situation. Katlego Musaka says, Pastor K, how are you consistently watering every seed in your life? How are you consistent in your business, ministry, family life? Do I need to learn to multitask? Absolutely. You must remember, your brain, your body can only take in so much, Katlego. But you've got to subject your body, your brain, and your mind to what we call a daily routine. You got to build systems all around your life in order for you to remain consistent. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it in your own strength. I always tell people that work with me, people that work closely with me, I always tell them, make use of your notes, use your phone to write notes, and write everything you have to do on a daily basis. If you don't write anything down, you will never get anything done. Allow me to tell you that your brain must function through being reminded all the time of what you ought to do. You've got to write things down. So you must build a daily routine, Katlego. You must build a daily routine. You must have a Monday. And for Monday, you must have the list of things to do every Monday. You must have a list of things to do every Tuesday, a list of things to do every Wednesday, a list of things to do every Thursday, and so forth. You must subject your mind and your daily routine to that list. Let that be your system. Systematize your daily life. Unless there are systems in place, you will never be able to deliver what you ought to deliver on a daily basis. So it is very important, it is very paramount that you design your daily routine. You must schedule every single day. And those things, whatever you have to do, obviously you must market yourself. You must create your marketing material. Obviously outline those things according to the days that you work, your working days. Probably maybe you're working from Monday to Friday. So make a decision that on Mondays, this is what you're going to do. On Tuesdays, this is what you're going to do. On Wednesday, and so forth. So demarcate your days and make sure that you've got a list that you follow on a daily basis. That will cause you to be effective. That will cause you to be efficient. If you don't follow that route, you will never be able to get it right, Katlego. You must remember your brain also will forget if you don't remind it, and your mind will forget if you don't remind it. So you've got to have something, a system that you subject yourself into. In that way, you'll be able to do everything. I'm not sure if you will be able to see it there on the screen, but I'm just going to try and show you a guideline of my daily routine. Not entirely everything, but just to, I'm not sure if you can see it. This is my daily routine. Pastor K's daily routine. Mondays, those are the list of things that I do on Monday. You've got Tuesday. Okay. Technology. That's Tuesday. That's Wednesday. That's Thursday. That's Friday. That's Saturday and Sunday. You see? So I have a daily plan, and that's how I operate, and I stick to that daily plan. If you're going to succeed, you've got to have a map that you're following. And this daily routine is what keeps me going, is what keeps me effective, is what keeps me efficient. If you cannot do that, if you don't draw up your daily plan, you will not be able to get things right. You will not be consistent because you will forget. Even if you can say that, okay, this is what I do, and I'm going to design a flyer of what I do, and then I'm going to share this flyer. If you have not written that anywhere, you can always consult. I'm telling you, 2 weeks later, you would have forgotten about that flyer and it will go to waste. But if it is part of your daily plan, you go visit your daily routine. Daily routine tells you, after doing this, you do this. After doing this, you do that. After doing that, you do this. Then you would be consistent. So you subject yourself to that system that you have put in place. I believe I've answered you, Katlego. So in everything that I have there, then I have what I do for my business. I have what I do for my ministry. I have what I do for my family. I have my family time. So all those things are listed in that routine. That's how I operate. And that's how I am able to balance everything. Refila Clady says, for years, I've always told myself and others that success does not have an age or time, but if you are determined enough, you will get there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tabumai says, even with spirituality, I have learned that you will not be a man of prayer until you schedule a time to pray. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a certain time. I've got prayer times on a daily basis, and I honor those prayer times. I know that if this is my time for prayer, then I just let go of everything. I go into prayer, lock myself in the room. I pray for that certain time of prayer, and then I come out after prayer and go spend time with my family. The brain is not loyal. Writing down is the best formula of remembering what to do on a daily basis. A daily plan is like a vision board. It helps me to keep track of what needs to be done. Yeah. And Patricia says, daily plans helps us to archive your goals or achieve your goals. If you don't have a daily plan, you will easily spend the rest of the day watching TV. Many people are victims of that. Many people are victims of watching TV every single day. They spend their day watching TV and they're not gaining anything. If you're consistent, you're going to spend a lot of time developing your skill, perfecting your skill to generate income. Now, in order for your skill to bring you to a place where you are paid for it, it must be developed. You must get to a place where now you are valuable and people can pay to sit under your teachings, to sit under your talks, and people will be able to pay to sit where you are in your presence. You must know that you have built value. Now, you cannot build value in one day. That thing takes time. It takes time to build up yourself, to build value. Anything that will change the world, it will require time. It will take you a lot of time, and it requires you to be persistent and to be consistent. It takes a long time to develop your skill. The successful among us delay gratification. Now, when you delay gratification, is being prepared to wait for what it takes. Wait for what it takes to make you become the person you want to become. You got to be able to pay the price. You got to be able to wait. You got to be able to, keep on going until you get it right. If you're not prepared to keep on going, allow me to tell you, it's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It won't happen in a month. It will take you a very long time to build something great. These people, they bargain with the future. People who are successful, they bargain with the future. Their mind is in the future. They are not concerned about today. Now, the problem with us is that we want to succeed and we want to succeed today. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It will take you time to build something great. So you must bargain with the future. So whatever you're building is going to pay you tomorrow. Whatever you're building today will pay you tomorrow. Whatever you're building in this season of your life will pay you later in your life. So we are planting seeds. We must continue to plant seeds and to water those seeds, because in future, what you are doing today, the hard work you're putting in today will pay you back tomorrow. So you've got to be able to be patient as you build. Look at the story of Lionel Messi. The footballer Leo Messi. He says it took him 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success. He was not successful when you saw him scoring the goals there. No. He first started winning privately when he was building himself, when he was training himself, when he was preparing himself for the world. That's where he got success. Success is not in the field. Success is not on the platform. The platform is for people that are ready. The platform is for people that are ready now to give to the world. So, but you can only be ready if you're building so much in secret. Now, Lionel Messi has built himself for 17 years and 114 days before he could have an overnight success. So it means that he's been repeating this thing. He's been doing this thing repeatedly, going for training, exercising, building up his body, exercising, training himself every single time, attending trainings, attending sessions, and making sure that he plays in places that were not yet relevant at that time. But there came a time he was spotted while he was playing at the lower level. He was spotted by those who got an eye to see greatness coming, by those who have an eye to see that greatness is coming here. This person is going to be great. No, now these people, they have to find you where you are training yourself. That's where now you'll be able to stand up and be spotted as you do what you do good. But being skillful in what you do will not happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. We still build ourselves even today. Every single week, it's my training time. Every single week, I train myself. And allow me to tell you, if you're going to succeed in your life, remain a student. Remain a student. You are at a very dark place and a very dangerous place if you're unteachable and you're not prepared to learn. Or when you get to a point where you stop learning, you must know you're at a very dangerous place. You must continue to learn. Remain a student, and I'm telling you, you will continue to rise. You will continue to push. You will continue to go to the next level all the time. I mean, giving up is failing to be consistent. And if you're going to give up, that means you've failed to be consistent. There are people who say, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, And if this thing is not working in 2 months, in 3 months, now they give up on it. They say, no, it's not working. It's not bearing fruit. It will never bear fruit in 2 months. It will never. It will never. It will never. Be like a farmer. A farmer just plants a seed and he's expecting oranges. He goes, he leaves that seed. He doesn't even go and check it. All he does is just waters. He waters the seed. He waters the seed. He waters the seed. And before you know it, there's another season that comes now. The tree starts popping up now. And he keeps on watering. He keeps on watering. Before you know it, it's got fruit. But it did not happen in one day. It will never happen in a month. So we want great things to happen too quick. It will never. It will never. If you want it to happen too quick, you're going to abort that thing. You're going to miscarry. So allow yourself to remain patient while you're building and be consistent. Here's a quote by Kevin Durant. He says, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. There are many of us right now, maybe even on this chat. We are very talented. We are very talented, but we don't work hard. And allow me to tell you that hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. So there are people who are talented who are no match for people that are working hard because they take things for granted. But people who work hard, they are intentional. They keep pushing. They keep pushing. And that is why you see people that are working hard, they beat people who are talented. Because people who are talented sometimes they become complacent and they rely on the talent and they don't invest in themselves. And talent will disappoint you if you're not working on it. Once you decide, I'm going to follow this route, you must make a decision that I won't stop until this thing begins to work. You must make a decision. Excuse me. If you're going to become a man of God, you're going to become a woman of God, you're going to become an entertainer, you're going to become an artist, you're going to become a professional, make sure that you're going to keep pushing this thing until it begins to bring income, until it begins to work. If it's not yet working, it's not time to stop. You keep on pushing. Tony Robbins says, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It is what we do consistently. We've got to do it consistently, people of God. The law of consistency is that motivation gets you growing, but discipline keeps you growing. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you growing. If you are disciplined in what you do, you will continue to grow. And every time people see you, they will access a new level because you're consistent and you're disciplined in what you're doing. Many people are not consistent. Many people are not disciplined. And by saying disciplined, I just spoke of a daily routine now. I was showing Gatlejo, and I was saying that you've got to follow this daily routine that you've put together. Now, lack of discipline is having put that daily routine, but you don't follow it. You don't follow it. Sometimes you just don't open it up. You don't follow what it tells you to do. Then you are lacking discipline. It's going to be very hard for you to succeed or to make it in what you want to do. Katlejo says, how do we learn from people who have walked before us, but not mimic what they do? You know, Katlejo, my previous supervisor, when I was writing my thesis, my dissertation, once said this thing to me, and it was very powerful. We were sitting together over coffee, and he was advising me on what to do concerning the dissertation. And he said to me, he was training me on how to learn from other people. And he said to me, don't copy what they do. Listen very carefully. He said to me, don't copy what they do, but copy their pattern. Copy their pattern, meaning that you don't have to mimic what the next person is doing, but study their pattern, study how they do things, So when you study a pattern, you study somebody's behavior. What keeps them going? What keeps them resilient? What keeps them resolute? What keeps them determined? You study their pattern. Once you've got their pattern, you can apply that pattern in your life. You don't have to copy somebody, but copy their pattern. I think I've answered you. So that thing, what he told me kept me going. So I was able to study their writings. I was able to study their blogs, everything they put together. I would be able to study this person, study how they write, study their thinking pattern. Okay, this person thinks this way. Okay, I can operate in this manner through the pattern, their thinking pattern. So you copy their thinking pattern, not who they are. And in that way, you'd be able to write something more powerful, but you've just adopted the thinking pattern. I think I've answered you. Katleho, let me know if you're covered. Welcome, Bafana Nkosi. Good to see you. Bafana says, good evening, Dad and family. This is what I needed to hear. Discipline keeps you growing. Without discipline, all efforts are lost. I'm telling you, without discipline, you'll never achieve anything. You'll never achieve anything. You'll go to work every single day. You will do what is expected of you every single day. But if you're not disciplined, you will never grow. You will never grow. You will never grow. Here's what you need to know about successful people. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. That's what successful people do. They do consistently what other people do occasionally. Now, these people are very intentional. These people are determined, and they go all out to do what they have planned to do. But there are certain people who do great things, but they do those things occasionally. That will not afford you success. Success requires you to do it consistently. You must do it consistently. Consistent people understand that success is not immediate. That's consistent people. They understand that success is not immediate. If you're watching me now and you think that success is an easy thing, success is immediate. No. Success is a repetition of doing good. I said that earlier. You've got to keep on doing it. You've got to keep on doing it. You've got to keep on doing it. It's going to take you time. It will take you years. It will take you a lot of time. But I'm telling you, when it starts paying you, there's no return. When it starts paying you, there's no return. You've got to have the faith, to keep the faith, to keep pushing, to keep waking up, to keep pressing on, to keep holding that pen, writing down, holding those notes, writing down, using that phone, capturing the notes, and keep on learning, keep on learning, keep on learning. Wealthy people are not lucky, but they are consistent in what they do. Wealthy people are not lucky, but they are consistent in what they do. You know, I've always had people say, hey, this person is very lucky. No. No one is lucky. No one is lucky. No one is lucky. Wealthy people are not lucky, but they are consistent in what they do. If you're consistent in pursuing that dream, in pursuing that goal, you will become successful. You will become successful. But if you're not consistent, you are a very occasional person. This week you're high. Next week you're not hyped up. You're very low. You will not be able to access the success that will turn the world around. You won't. It takes a lot of time, a lot of courage, a lot of determination for us to get to a place where we want to go in life. We are now 2 minutes to 8 o'clock, and I feel that we will continue with this probably next week. Please share the feed for those who have not yet shared it. Please share it, and have people from your world also tune in and feed from what we've discussed today. And I believe that you will be consistent in everything that you do, and you will remain steadfast and diligent in everything that you're dreaming of. If it is your dream to become great tomorrow, understand that you've got to be consistent in pursuing that dream and pursuing that vision that you see with your eyes closed. You've got to be persistent. Just want to read the few comments, then I close. The man of God, Tulani Shope, says, again, it is key how you start your day. Another challenge is when you have so many talents. Lately, I've been contemplating on the parable of talents. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what, man of God, let me quickly share this before I go off. There's that gift that God has given you. Give it priority. Give it priority. Prioritize on that gift. Don't focus on too many things at the expense of your earthly assignment. I'll say it again. Don't focus on too many things at the expense of your earthly assignment. You will not be doing justice to your earthly assignment, and it will suffer because you are trying to juggle too many things at the same time. We are not all jack of all trades. And I'm telling you, that one thing that God has granted to you to touch the world with, that thing can pay you what too many businesses cannot pay you. It can bring you a lot of wealth that too many businesses cannot bring to you. So don't lose focus chasing too many things at the same time. Let me use myself as an example as well. I know I said I wanted to close now. Let me use myself as an example. I'm a business person, and I've run too many businesses, and also a motivational speaker and a life coach. And when God called me, I remember I went for a 7-day fast. And I remember speaking to God, and God said to me, until you preach the gospel, nothing in your life will work. Meaning that me preaching the gospel, me working in the office of a priest will open too many doors for me. But unless I do that, too many doors will remain closed. Meaning that me being in my turf, which is being a man of God, is an anchor for everything else I would want to do with my spare time. If I'm going to try and use what we call a sporadic approach, trying to focus on everything all at the same time, I will lose focus. We are not designed to operate that way. When you start looking everywhere, you lose focus. But when you zoom into one thing, you get a clearer focus. So I think that 2 cents of advice will help you, man of God. Focus on one thing. And once that thing begins to work, you can start making your talent begin to work in other areas. And let's see, Katleho says, this is one of my challenges currently. I want to do everything because I'm still in my youth, and this is the best time to cultivate. Like I said, I just said it now. Don't lose focus in the process. Don't lose focus in the process. Focus on one thing. God told me straight. He said, until you preach the gospel, nothing will work. And I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. In business, I remember at some point I was praying for the Lord to bring a lot of money into our businesses. And every time I pray for businesses, the Lord increases ministry income. Every time I pray for increase to come into my businesses, income comes into ministry. So what is God saying? God is saying to me, my provision for you is in this area. Make sure that this works. Make sure that this catches fire. Make sure that you become an influencer in this area. I will begin to deal with everything else. Now, that is why we've got to always heed to the voice of God all the time. You've got to heed to the voice of God. And every time you speak to God, listen to him and see what happens after what you told God. God, your response or what you see happening, it will be God's response into what you've been asking him. So be very, very sensitive to the Spirit of God. Yeah. Bless you, my daughter. Refilio says, thank you for a powerful session. Fanankosi says, I've got to be consistent. Thank you, Dad. And Katlejo says, this was so good, Pastor K. Thank you. God bless you, Katlejo. Tabo says, this was such a powerful session, Dad. Thank you so much. Bless you, son. And Kanye says, thank you for such a powerful session, Pastor K. Bless you, Kanye. Awesome, good people. So looking forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday, same place, same time. And for those of you who have not yet gotten their hands on my copy or on my book, I've written a book called The Call of God. Please, if you want this book, you have not yet purchased this book, direct message me. You can inbox me, or you can comment right now in the comments, and then we'll be in touch with you. And it's only 200 Rand. It's The Call of God. And The Call of God is not only for the gospel ministers, but it's for everyone here on earth. Call of God is for everybody here on earth. If you are on earth, it means you've been called to the planet Earth. So if you have not yet purchased this copy, please make sure that you DM me and we can arrange for you to get it. It will bless you. It will change your life. And for those of you who just tuned in later, remember next week we'll be broadcasting from Zoom into Facebook and YouTube. Make sure that if you can access us on YouTube, you can access us on YouTube. And if you want to access us on Facebook, you can do that. And we're going to get it right and make sure that we work on that so that we develop other avenues of ministering to people and releasing wisdom to God's people. So if you don't have my YouTube handle, subscribe to Pastor Neo at Pastor Neo Khoaripe. And if you have not yet shared the feed, please share the feed so that people that follow you can also tune in and feed from today's episode. From me to you, Wednesdays with Pastor K to you, God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Bye-bye.